Hi guys, so in this video we'll do a complex example. Let's do it from the official Pearson website. Okay, summarize written text, a complex example. Get ready to understand how we are going to work on this. Okay, so the timer has begun. This is the paragraph passage that is given, right? Okay, let's figure out the main idea and supporting points. That's the first thing that we need to do. The United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change has released a new report on anthropogenic climate change. The findings of the report include the following. The world's average surface temperature has increased by around something over the past some years. A warming of about something is projected for each of the next 2 decades. Okay, so world's average surface temperature has increased. That's what this point is trying to say. So this is our supporting point 1. The main idea is a report by UNIPCC on climate change, right? And there are some findings. Okay, SP2. What is the supporting point 2? The best estimate for sea level rise due to ocean expansion and glacier melt by the end of the century have narrowed to this versus this in 2001 report due to improved understanding. However, the larger values of up to 1 meter by 2100 cannot be ruled out if sea ice continues to melt as temperatures rise. Okay, so this particular paragraph or point is talking about sea level rise due to temperature. Okay, SP3. Okay, sea ice is projected to shrink in both. Okay, large areas of Arctic Ocean could lose year-round sea cover by the end of 21st century if human emission reach the higher end of the current estimates. The extent of Arctic Sea has already shrunk by something per decade since this. Okay, with the summer minimum declining by about. Okay, so here sea ice is shrinking shrinking uh, but they also mentioned human emission. If human emission continues, sea ice will increase. Sea ice shrinking will increase. Okay, snow cover has decreased. Okay, same thing. Okay, probably this is the same thing. Yeah. Snow cover has decreased in most regions, especially in spring. The maximum extent of frozen ground in the winter spring season decreased by about 7% in northern hemisphere over the last half of the 20th century. The average freezing date for rivers and lakes in the northern hemisphere over the past 150 years have arrived by. Okay, while the average breakup in the sense, ice, snow coverage, melting breakup probably. While the average breakup date has arrived earlier by 6.5 days per century. Okay, so here snow cover has decreased, but why? Okay, nothing, no specific reasons here. Okay, SP5, do we even have SP5? It is very likely that precipitation will increase at higher altitudes and likely to be it will decrease over most tropical land regions. The pattern of these changes is similar to what has been observed during the 20th century. Okay, so precipitation is will increase in higher latitudes likely, or see this probably is not a supporting point because of couple of reasons, right? One is, in this report there are so many findings. Each finding, if you see, they're talking about two main reasons. One is temperature rise, human emission. Okay, so two main reasons are human emission and temperature rise, and all the details have given, and in every point we are comparing past 100 years or decades, uh, some last previous years, so previous 150 years, right? So we're comparing past with current findings, and then saying that snow cover is reduced, sea ice will shrink, sea level is rising, temperature is increasing, and all that. But precipitation, right, it says it is very likely and likely. So this is just probably understanding of the situation but may not be a fact. That's what they are saying here, so I'm going to ignore this particular point. uh, okay, let's ignore that. So this is what we have now. With this we need to right, so we are already down to like 6 minutes, right? Since I'm explaining, it's taking a little longer, but if you focus and do it, you can do it. This particular things you can figure out main idea and all the supporting points in 5 minutes, or at the max 6 minutes. Okay, now let's write. Okay, so what is the main idea? Main idea is IPCC of UN has published a report which include all this. So how can we write this? Let's just take some time and think. We the entire thing, right? What is the story here? What is happening? They have published a report. They have found what is going on in the climate right now. They have compared it with past, and they say that some things are increasing and some things are decreasing, right? Yeah, that's what is happening here. Okay, cool. Let's write. So IPCC compared current climate with the past and published a new report with findings such as a rise in the sea levels, a reduction in both the sea ice and the snowfall. Okay, indicating these to be the consequences of an increased global temperature rise. Global surface temperature, right? Surface temperature rise. Is it not allowing me to type anymore? Rise. Okay. Surface temperature rise and the continued human pollution. Okay, so what about this? This compared current climate with the past and published a new report with findings such as a rise in the sea levels. This is rise, these two are shrink. A reduction in both the sea ice and the snowfall. Okay, indicating these to be the consequences of an increased global surface temperature, right, and continued human emission. So we got everything covered, right? So now let's take this off. How many words? Okay, 48. Let's. So where are we right now? We are like 9:37. We are run out of time, but yeah, since I was explaining, it took a little longer. Let's review it for next 2 minutes. Okay, I'm going to let the clock run till 12 minutes. IPCC compared current climate with the past and published a new report with findings such as a rise in the sea levels. Ooh, levels. Rise in the sea levels, a reduction in both the sea ice and the snowfall, indicating these to be the consequences of an increased global surface temperature. Why do you want rise here? Increased global surface temperature and the consequence of human pollution. Yeah, isn't it? This looks fine. How much time? Yeah, let's review it properly. Okay, let's change these findings. Observations such as yeah, this should be fine. Okay, so I've reviewed it and we almost like 12 minutes, right? So if you do it by yourself, this should be fine. So I would be submitting it here, but let's copy this thing and yeah. Okay, so this is our sentence, right? This is our sentence. Okay, let me go back to the PPT. Okay, so we got the answer here, right? Let me close this thing. We don't need this anymore. Okay, bye bye. Yes. Okay, so since we are done with the exercise right now, the complex summarized written text is completed. How we did it, why we did it, what we did, let's try to understand it in a better way, because I know it was very quick. Okay, fundamental. Before doing summarized written text, you need to know that every paragraph will have only one idea, and that one idea is in the topic sentence, and the topic sentence is in the first or second sentences of the paragraph. Very important. This will save a lot of time. Okay, and then we need to write synonyms or nice vocabulary to increase score. Otherwise, you are not getting 79 plus. If you don't write this proper synonyms, very less chance of getting above 79 in writing section. Main idea we need, supporting points we need. If there are more than there are many supporting points talking about the same thing, then eliminate all those duplicates. And this is the strategy that I like to use. It's okay, it's good. You can practice. If you like it, you can use it. We need to eliminate unnecessary words, correct spelling, grammar, and include correct synonyms. Okay, okay, so that's all, right? So you guys know the strategy. In the first 5 minutes we read it, we reviewed the given text, we figured out the main idea and supporting points, we understood what the story is, and we tried to come up with connectors. Okay, and in the next 3 minutes we wrote, we reviewed, and we reviewed again. That's our strategy. Okay, so let's use these links to see how our passage was right. This is okay. So it says that everything was correct. Grammar was right, punctuation is right, spelling is right, enhancement, style, sentence structure, and it's not copied from anywhere. That's what it says. It's my own style of writing the summary, or my own real summary. That's what it says. So this particular website is a good tool. You can it's free, right? You can use this whenever you summarize, copy paste whatever you've written, click deep check, and it will tell you all the mistakes that are there in your sentence. Right now we don't have any mistakes, so our sentence is correct. Let's understand why our so this is another thing. Let me show you this thing first. Okay, you need to create an account for this to work properly in Grammarly. It's up to you want to create or not, but it will help you to understand your mistakes. Let me show you how. Okay, so whatever you write, right, it's going to see checking, right? It will review what you've written and it will tell you all your mistakes. So there are no mistakes here, that's why it didn't show up. Let's say I make some mistake, like let's say I remove this the. See, it showed because there are two spaces here, that's why, right? Let me take this off. Still checking. Okay, we don't need a the there. What is the other issue that I can show you? Like if you don't write this comma, what happens? Such as this, I think there should be a comma, right? Some things are still fine, huh? That's why not all softwares are correct. Anyways, I wanted to show you like let's say this one, right? Snowfall. Yeah, now it will tell you that it's one word, or yeah, either one word, snowfall, or even this is correct. There's nothing wrong with this. Let's say I put as here. Yeah, then it will show you errors. So if there are some mistakes, this will show that that's what it's trying to. I just wanted to let you guys understand that there are two websites which you can use to correct your sentence. Now let's come back and understand what the text was and how we came up with writing that summary, right? Okay, so the concept of understanding the supporting point right in the first sentence, right? If you see here, every given point, right, it clearly the first sentence here itself you will understand. Average surface temperature has increased, sea level rise, sea ice shrink, snow cover decrease. First line itself will tell you what is there. The important things in the following sentences are like here to in this particular case, always they're comparing with past, right? That is very important, and that's why I wrote that comparing current climate with the past, and then I included these three sub points. I didn't believe this was required, so I ignored it, but you can add it, but it's not going to be easy to add that. And yeah, if you have a good way to add that, put it in the comments. Let me review how you're going to write. And the most important point, right, the human emission and temperature rise. I found only these two reasons of which are causing all the problems of temperature rises and all, ice shrink and all that. So I made sure I included human emission and temperature, global surface temperature rise, right? Those two things I thought they are important to be included. That's why I included. Yeah, that's all. To this point, I did not find it very interesting because even in the last, right, the pattern of these changes is similar to what has been observed over. So nothing much has changed in precipitation. That's why I did not include precipitation. Precipitation is like it was earlier, so it's fine. Okay. So in the summary, another thing that we need to know is the vocabulary or synonyms that we used. Like a report has become published, findings have become observations. When I said compared current climate with the past, that itself includes all these detailed points that he's mentioned, comparing future and sorry past and these findings, right, current climate. So here till here, right, that itself is a good summary. And then I've included the main points, supporting points of each of the bullet points that were given. And then we indirectly also mentioned, directly actually, not indirectly, directly mentioned that the consequences of these things are the consequences of increased global surface temperature and human pollution. That's it. So that's how you write it. So this was my summarized written text for this complex piece of given text. If you find, or just write your own summary and put it in the comments. Let's see if you come up with more complex or better statements. So I don't like going till 48 words, but this one was complex. We have to include all those points. This one was lengthy. If you see, right, there are many words. I think there are over 300 words here. Not every passage given in PTE academic summarized written text is this long. This is very long. So one of complex things might come, and that's when the word count might go up. But again, I did not use too many unnecessary commas, only two, that to separate the uh, things or the observations, right? Otherwise, I've used with and indicating, and that's it. Full stop, capital letter, done. That was the thing. Okay, guys, tell me how you find this video. I may do one more example, I don't know right now, but I've included one easy example in my previous video and this one complex. So like, subscribe, share. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.